everybody? What's good? This your boy Doc Holiday. We back with another HBCU OverDrive live stream. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment on it. Make sure that you also share it with your people, and most of all, subscribe. Become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's out there right now. And I'm I ain't saying trying to have technical difficulties, but I am in a new location. We have visitors that came in from California today, and I am in the room. as always, as always. Yo, hoop jargon as always. What's good, my guy? What's good? We still got to get together on that interview with Trey. Uh, Mr. Hardy, how you doing? How you doing? Make sure we all good up in here. Uh, Southbound as always. You checking in from the A. Got my Atlanta Braves hat on. Mr. Quay. Mr. Quay, how you doing? Mr. Quay, she been she been on it, y'all. She has been on it. She has been letting people know. Miss Donna also. Uh we got my boy Blue up in the building. What's good, my guy? Thank you, man. I appreciate you on that. And we got the original co-host, Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian is up in here, man. We got my Uncle Sid. What's good? We about to party with Mr. Jones. Funky Town. We talking about Fort Worth or we talking about Memphis? I gotta distinguish the two. I gotta distinguish the two. Fort Worth or Memphis? Let me know. Make sure everybody come in here. But like I said, I'm broadcasting live from the inner sanctions of the room. Usually I be on the coffee table and you know we be chilling, but because we got guests up in here. We good. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Funky Town for work. Yes sir, yes sir. Miss Jennifer, how you doing? Make sure if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. My boy Chris Dub, what's good? What's good? Thank you, man. And the we got the honey. Got the missus, the second in command, the one that actually tells me how to do the stuff on the show is on here. And even though I don't have an issue with buffaloes, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Miss Minnie, how you doing, Miss Minnie? See how many people we get up in here. You got Uptown up in here. Chris Dub representing Uptown. Always, I'm gonna represent Oak Cliff to the fullest, to the fullest, to the fullest. Uh, first of all, first and foremost, I would not be remiss if we send our condolences to two pioneers and two pioneers we lost in the today an hour apart. Bill Lee, who Spike Lee's father, um, rare, world renowned, just Renaissance man. He passed away today, and also the legendary Tina Turner. Um, she passed away also today at 83. So we had two legends within an hour of each other passing away. Uh, they will forever be our, within our hearts and everything. But I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't give, respects to those legends right there. All right. But see it. Oh, there we go. But yeah, musician. I call Miss. I'm gonna call his dad a Renaissance man. That's what I would call him. That's what I would call him. Valley is in the house. Valley is in the house. We got the bishop that's in the house right here, Mr. Campbell. The other unc right there. But yeah, we got some. Man, look, we got some things. We want to talk about some things, but then we gonna get into the whole celebration of stuff because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. On the real, I would not be here if it wasn't for y'all. So y'all have to excuse me because my laptop is right here sitting on the side of the bed, and so if I'm looking this way, I just want to make sure I'm looking at all the uh comments and stuff like that. We got Russell Haynes. Even though he's a MEAC guy, he still comes in and he represents. He comes in and he represents to the fullest, and I appreciate him. This even when we started out, when I only had like 4 people in the chat, and we talk. We talk football all night. Leonard, what's going on? What's going on? Alabama A&M is in the building. Is all. My boy Miak Mike is in here. All right. Oh yes. Miss Quay, make sure that because we're gonna be doing donations because I wanna celebrate, and part of this is gonna be for my stepson for his graduation. Another part is gonna be for the channel. So we want to, because his graduation is on Saturday, and I want to make sure that he has whatever that he needs for his graduation. So make sure we put that cash app in the chat, Miss Quay. I see you. Alabama A&M, East King. Hey, I don't know about East Kings, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all can make a little bit of noise in the East. Y'all can make a little bit of noise in the East. But yeah, let me put that. Let me put that cash app. So that way we can actually get this going. Make sure you hit the cash app because, like I said, this part is for my son, stepson, and then the other part is for the channel. So let me check to see. But how's everybody's day? How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's day going? I want to know how everybody's day was going. Um, I had a I would say I had an eventful day. We had uh uh shoplifting in the store, stealing kids' jerseys and stuff. So they're going to jail. I'm sitting at the house. Hey, we'll see in Mobile. TikTok. TikTok. Hey, that's an app, but we'll see in Mobile. But I'm gonna bring on dude that's been here from day one. I got Brian.
Hey,
What's going
happy
on?
anniversary, my brother. Happy anniversary, man.
Thank you, man. Thank
I
you.
just want to tell the listeners and everybody that's been on the podcast over the last year, uh, uh, anybody that's been watching and following your growth, your grind, all glory goes to God. We always give glory to God, and you know what, God has definitely been blessing you and the real boss of the show, your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so it's just really been phenomenal watching you and learning from you. You know, even as an older guy, you know what I mean. The things that you taught me and learned me about the HBCU atmosphere, I really appreciate that. And thank you, and continue success and continue blessings everything you do, because you know what, you cover all HBCU, you cover all sports, and you're doing a phenomenal job, and you're growing exponentially. Uh, I'm so proud of you, man. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, it I've been, I don't know, for some reason I've been grinding doing this for for so long. Um, I just don't know what I just don't know what to say, because I like I said, when I first started out this channel, y'all, I started this channel off as pretty much it was going to be talking about sneakers. It was going to talk about fashion. It was going to talk about stuff that I actually like. But then, some I just pivoted and took it another, took it to a whole nother route. And basically, I was like, you know what? I rather I'd rather talk about this, something that's with, near and dear to, to my heart, as far as like uh our institutions. So I pretty much was like, hey, I gotta grind. And so, starting off with 11 people as 11 subscribers, and then, doing multiple, videos, because I wasn't even going live yet. I wasn't going live at the time, doing multiple videos, having multiple guests on, people come on the show. It was like, man, I don't know what I don't know what to say. I ain't know what to say. Coming on here, having um volleyball ex volleyball players that played at Alcorn under Chelsea Lucas, having the general Dr. Cavill on the show, having Ken Clark on the show also, um, having Ken Clark on the show, uh, Coach Don Thornton coming on here twice, having having this, just that's like, I don't know, it's just a testament of the sheer will that I have as far as trying to get stuff done, and repping for our institutions.
You
So
know what? The thing that I always said to my kids, my grandkids, or anybody else out there, they don't make you, they can't break you, and you persevered, and you know, when you grind, a lot of people don't understand. We might not get what's up, Mike? We might not get success right away, but if you persevere and you grind, and you know what, only one can stop you is you.
right.
And I've always been a firm believer of that. Only one can stop anybody is themselves. And so when they say quit, then that's the end of that chapter. But you obviously, and you know what, the right word is you pivot. And sometimes
Yeah.
in life we're going down a road and we're not supposed to, or it's not for us, and we don't pivot and we stay on that road. And you know what, we don't get good results. So when you have the ability to pivot and the know-how and the knowledge and the wisdom to do so,
Hmm.
good results happen. And there's nothing but growth, continuous growth with you.
Yeah.
You know what, and the name is perfect because you're putting it in overdrive.
Oh yeah. I don't know you, but you know what though? It was so crazy because I was thinking of a name to come up with, and I didn't want to step on nobody's toes. Uh, so I was just doing some, just checking out and research, and I was like, well, he got this name, they got that name right here. Um, I'm not gonna be solely based off of straight up, um, you know, just JSU content, but I was like, no, you know what? I'm a rock with this one right here. Like I'm a rock. I chose the name because sometimes we need to put it into overdrive.
Yeah.
and when you don't get to put it in, you don't put it in overdrive, you don't put it like to the max, then ain't nobody gonna follow it. So nobody not gonna follow it, especially with like I said with our institutions. So I'm like, even though I'm a Jackson State guy, I still gonna talk about my school. I still gonna talk about D I love, but I'm always gonna like rep for all HBCU was forever.
You you hit me on some conferences and names of schools. I said, who? I said I had to check this out.
And,
Hey Steven, what's up, brother?
and the thing about it is, it's like we don't, because we was solely talking about football because we were waiting on for football season to come around. And then it's like, you know what? I can't just do straight up football. I gotta do some other things. I gotta talk about some other things that normally we don't we don't normally talk about.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had some contentious conversations where it was great, but it was things that needed to be said at the time.
Oh yeah. So when it comes down to it, it's like, nah, I gotta talk about other things that affects all of our institutions. Like when we was talking about, I remember what was the one time we talked about um
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre stealing the money. You know, we talked about should we get a new stadium? Like
Yeah.
it's just this past just Monday I talked about should we relocate the OBC because of what Ron DeSantis is doing down in Florida. I ain't gonna call him by his real name. I'm gonna call him DeSatan because that's what he is to me.
Well,
But
no, I don't disagree with that statement one bit so ever. And the thing is, um, remember years ago when Arizona didn't want to pass the Martin Luther King Day bill,
oh yeah,
they moved the game.
yeah, they moved the
You know,
Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah, they moved it.
And so, yeah, I'm like, nah. We talked about a lot. We talked about a lot of things. Hell, we talked. I know I spent the whole week talking straight up Dion because of how he left, and we had. I normally don't go. Yeah, I tell people I normally don't go on live late at night, but I went on live at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, "Now I think it's a lot of people. I think we had over probably like 150 people to
Oh
watch
yeah,
the
and
show."
we just yeah that was. But you know what? It's when something like that subject when happened when Dion left, there it was very emotional for a lot of people and understanding why. And so when there's emotions that are involved, so the subject's going to get heated. It's because people are sometimes talking, not sometimes, but they're going to talk from their heart, their feelings. And
Right.
sometimes we leave facts out, and sometimes we hear things that are misguided, non-truths. That was stories that were evolving and that were evolving. At the end
Mhm.
of the day, it's people were just be able to speak their piece. You know what I mean, and get it off their chest per se. And you know what? You gave them a platform to do that, and it was great. It was great podcasting,
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
and especially to turn around and get players' perspective. Um, getting perspective of Isaias Guthrie. He been on the show 3 times. Same with Bruce Batman Mitchell. He been on the show 3 times. Having Jalen Hughes on the show, having um, doing a live show for like about 30, 40 minutes with Eric Phoenix from Benedict College. Um, getting that perspective from there, it was a big thing because we don't really talk. We always so enamored with the play on the field, but you don't never really get to see what these kids do on a day to day basis.
And what they're going through.
Yeah, and what they're going through, and so even with like even with Kobe Paul, just listen to what he had to say about um what he had to go through to get back, to get on the field and to have uh to go out there and actually show people what he actually do on the field, which pretty much surprised me. It surprised a lot of us. It is just that testament, like, man, he go out there and ball. And it's, and I can tell people it's crazy. Like me and Mike on here, man, he'll tell you, like, look, we could talk football and it'd be 4 people in the chat.
Yeah, remember those days, that early beginnings, and you know what? But that's the sign of a true competitor and a true person that really wants to get to their destination. Because there was times that I know it was me, you, Miak, Mike, Sean, a couple people here and there. But you know
Mhm.
what? It didn't. You see, I always said, and I think you agree with me with this. Doesn't matter. It's good that we get numbers. It's phenomenal. That's
Right.
what you want to build your platform, build your audience. But the thing is, we don't worry who's not there. We worry about the people that are there.
Oh yeah. And yes, I try to keep myself being authentic. I don't veer away from being. I mean, I can only be myself.
That's
I
all we can.
don't
That's the
think
only person we can be is ourselves.
I don't think my grandma, or my mom or my dad or uncle, they didn't want me to be number, but they'll say, we say Doc, but with them it's David.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put my government name out there. It's David. They want me to be David. They
They
don't
want you
want
to
me,
be the person that that they raised you to be, man.
right.
The thing is, it's just like my mother said. It's a hard time being somebody else. Just try to just be yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but we got some things to talk about because I'm gonna jump up in here for a second and then we gonna start the party, man. We gonna start the party. So everybody been up in arms about polls, about lists, about players who you rank players on a list or so. Um, so now I'm gonna put it on here, and these are my guys from the Golden Boot. If you haven't seen the Golden Boot podcast, y'all need to go check them out. They are real cool. They some real good kid dudes. Uh, Pooh Bear and Ant. You know what I'm saying? They real genuine and everything. So go check them out. Let's get them to 1,000, y'all. Let's get them to 1,000. The way y'all help me out, y'all can, we can help them out. So we basically, I know this is gonna be talked about uh tomorrow on HBCU nightly. I think on either tomorrow or Friday, tonight or Friday. But this is my boy Pooh Bear. He put on here. This is his top 10 HBCU quarterbacks since 2000. Just since 2000. So we haven't jumped in. We haven't did anything else. Uh, we haven't said too much anything else. But uh, I was like, you know what? I think people's gonna miss. They kind of missed the point. Um,
What is the criteria? Did they have to play more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years?
I don't know what the criteria was. I don't know what the criteria was. I don't know
Because
how
you
they
can't
had it
have,
set up.
if there's no, well, we don't know the criteria, but you can't dismiss Shador Saunders on there. You can't.
That's that was one name that was
You
off.
can't. You know what? The kid never was undefeated in Swac play.
Yeah,
You know what I
two
mean?
years in a row.
In 2 years, what? In 2 years, what he had less than a dozen interceptions and over almost 60, more than 60 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you can't discard that. If I don't know the criteria, so
And he's saying no current QBs, so that's the reason why they was saying, like, they said no current, so that's the reason why Shador was not here. But
but
like if it was current,
Akil
yeah,
Glass was 1 year removed.
yeah. So this Pooh Bear right here, man. Like I said, Golden Boot podcast, man. They have a segment called HBCU, the HBCU Hour. I mean, I was on their show, and what I'm saying, like I said, they real cool dudes and everything. So his list is Akil Glass at number one, Number 2, Tavares Jackson. Number 3, Bruce Eugene. Number 4, Lamar Raynard, which from North Carolina A&T. Amir Hall is number 5 from Bowie State. Number 6 is Devontae Kincaid from Grambling. Number 7 is Cam Smith at Winston-Salem State. Number 8, Greg McGee from Howard. Number 9, Darnell Kennedy from Alabama State. And number 10,
Robert
Kent, Superman, Jackson State. Now, I said this. You don't have Casey Terrio on here because Casey was a dog.
Yeah. White Tiger.
White Tiger. You know what I'm saying? He was a dog. They would say, I would say you don't have Jimmy Oliver on here because Magic Man was somebody to watch. Robert Kent being number 10, I can go agree with that a little bit because of some of the fact that he played in the era of James Bell. That's the person that we don't even really talk about. But it you know, people say, well, what about Steve McNair? But we talking about since 2000. Yeah. We don't have Quinn Gray on here. Quinn Gray was a dog at FAMU, y'all. Let's not let's not you know what I'm saying, say like anything else that was bad about that. But he was a dog at FAMU. But you know, he was in that from 2000 2001. So but also, I mean, but we, you know, when you talk about it, it's like I because Shador has moved on, and he's at Colorado now. I mean, can I put him on this list? Can I put him on this list?
It doesn't negate what he did.
It doesn't negate what he did, but can I put him on this list?
But
now, if it was, I don't think people were reading it like if you did put the what was the other thing that I mean, just current. Now, if it was current, then you have a case for Shador. You have a case for, I mean, you have a case for a lot of players. But Shador, you know, if it was current, Shador would be number 1.
Yeah.
Hands down. Hands down. Yeah, Quincy Richard, you know, it's a lot of people. Oh yeah. And my boy right here, he on here, man. If you want to jump on, bro, if you want to jump on to give your explanation,
that's the podcast those guys are on right there.
Yes, sir.
Let me check that out right now.
I mean, if you say Devontae Kincaid number 1, I don't know, but Devontae Kincaid was a dog. And I only saying that because I seen him actually, not just at college, I seen him when he was at high school.
What's the name of the site again?
The Golden Boot. So they don't. It's GEAUXLDEN. Yeah, nobody, you know, and I'll give it to you. Nobody beat that man as far as Kincaid. Nobody beat him his senior year. So
okay, I think I got them.
But I'd be remiss if I didn't put my boy Ant's his top 5, his top 10. And he kind of messed up because it was supposed to be current. It was supposed to be non-current. It was supposed to be people that was already gone. So, I mean, he pretty much had the same list. I mean, he just put Davis Rich on there, but He pretty much had the same list as his partner. So, if you really think about it, but like I said, I would actually put Casey Terrio on here.
Yeah, you can't leave Jason Terrio off that list.
But the thing is, who do you take off? That's a lot. That's a
That's
list.
always see that's one thing that I about coming to lists. That's one of the things that the drawbacks about lists is like you can always add, but like you just said it perfectly. Who do you take off? It's like when and that's why I don't like really. I do have the discussions about so-called goats. You know what I mean? I was watching a guy saying, well, LeBron's undoubtedly the GOAT of all time. Here's what I always say about that.
Mm-hmm.
If Michael Jordan was a better defensive player, if
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was a better scorer, Michael Jordan was a better free throw shooter, Michael Jordan better killer instinct, I'll give LeBron maybe better passing. You know what I mean? But so if guy's better in 4 categories, how could the other guy be better? I just don't understand that.
Right.
I understand that. You see, and what happens a lot of time, well, I'm getting off subject here, but we're going back. I'll draw back to the list. The thing is, that's why you don't compare errors, because you go back to
You can't.
Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar shot one three-pointer because it wasn't prevalent. Michael, there wasn't that big. LeBron's era, now they'll give up a layup to throw the ball out for somebody to take a 3.
Right.
So that's when you compare errors. It's just like as football. Talk about NFL. Who's the best? A lot of people say Tom Brady. A lot of people say Joe Montana. Different errors. Terry Staubach. Bradshaw. I should say Bradshaw. He won. Quite a bit of Super Bowls. What do you want? 4, 3 or 4? Or Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
So different teams. It wasn't free agency. So it's hard to compare errors because circumstances are different. So the best in his era, was LeBron the best in his era? Maybe the later part of the stage, because the first, maybe I say 10 years when Kobe was there, I'm taking Kobe.
Right.
But then later on, past the mantle, undoubtedly LeBron, great player, phenomenal player. No doubt about it, But to say of the GOAT, it's that argument, and sometimes list gets a little bit
it gets inflated.
100%, because you know what, it's easy to put a label on something and then a lot of times what happens is people start going with feelings instead of facts.
Right.
A guy like Nick Wright, you know what I mean? Shannon Sharp.
Oh, please, let's not get Nick Wright, because Nick Wright is the biggest LeBron.
Oh, he'll start crying.
He would literally cry in the middle of his segment about LeBron James.
But bro.
It is funny to me, like, bro, it's just LeBron.
Yeah.
It's just LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And then he's the only player to get that type of treatment. Nobody other than Mike, Kobe, maybe Magic Johnson. LeBron is the only other player to get that type of treatment. You ain't hear too much nothing about from what you heard about Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, CP3, Melo, who just, who just announced his retirement the other day. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
He
was a killer.
He was a killer. He was, to me, Carmelo was Carmelo, when it came to scoring, Carmelo was the closest thing to me to Jordan and Kobe.
Oh, freshman out of Syracuse, killer.
He was a killer, especially when he had Melo had a mid-range game for your ass, and nobody, you couldn't stop it.
It reminds me of Melo in this modern game, DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, killer.
But the thing is, too, is like you mentioned, I'm going to pick up on a point here and think about this. the league has done more for LeBron than any other player because they stopped the trade for Chris Paul to go to Los Angeles back in the day with Kobe. How could LeBron? How could you trade Russell Westbrook? Nobody wanted him,
Right.
and all of a sudden you make this trade, three-way deal, whatever, and all of a sudden you're getting all these players coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who else can do that?
Nobody else can really do that.
You know what I mean? They were so far over the cap and salary dump and this and like whatever. Man, there's some great mathematicians in for the Lakers because they get Rule from the Wizards to get D'Lo from Minnesota to get a player from Utah, a couple players, you know what I mean, and get one from Orlando. What happened to salary cap?
Oh, they did.
I know Hoop Jorgen, Mehmet. Sorry for your loss, Hoop. But they've done more for him. Like he's a great player, but LeBron has been playing with more quote unquote top 75 players than any so-called superstar probably in existence. Besides maybe back in the Celtics days, or maybe with the Lakers with Magic and stuff like that. But other than that, man, Michael never had that. Yeah, he made Pippen, and Rodman came later on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm agree with Blue on this. I'm gonna have to agree with Blue. I would not have put Akil Glass at number 1 on that list. Only reason why, I mean, the stats he had it to back, he had the stats to back it up, but the team was pretty much, I wouldn't say mediocre. They were middle of the road team. The only time they won a championship was during spring season. Any other time they was mid at best. I would not put Akil Glass at number 1. But it was another poll I seen. I'm trying to find it because I commented on it and I was like, who in the heck made this one right here? And I'm like, I'm trying to see. Here you go. Because I commented on it, and so let me share this right here. And I want people's opinion on this one right here. The link is in the chat if you want to join in as far as jump on the stream, join in the conversation. But I had to put this on here. This is the Chat GPT. I'm trying to figure out who that is. He basically ranked the top 10 players, according to him, of all time in FCS football. And of course, he puts on there Jerry Rice because Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Like, but the top 2, I could do it 1A and 1B. Because Steve McNair, his records would never.
Is that Adrian Peterson?
Not the Adrian Peterson that we know. Adrian Peterson, he went to Oklahoma.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. Okay, hold on. What's going on here?
So I would do 1A, 1B. Okay. So you could have flip flop Steve McNair, Jerry Rice, Steve McNair. Steve McNair's numbers in college would never be duplicated. Ever. Steve McNair's college.
But what about Michael Strahan? I don't see him.
Mike Australia he only had one good season.
Okay.
And yeah, GPT is the AI tool. I mean, I had to look. I don't know. It's an AI tool. I just looked at it. I'm looking at it like, dude, what in the AI could get? They could get the business too. So then he got Brian Westbrook from Villanova. I ain't too much care about Brian Westbrook because he played for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. Take the hate out your voice.
Tony Romo, yes, I will put Tony Romo up here because
man,
but he was a dog in college.
Tony can't win a playoff Romo.
Tony Romo. You know who's not on here that I do not see on here? I don't see Kurt Warner on here. Kurt Warner went to Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
I don't see Sweetness.
Oh, that's how could you not? No, hold on now. How could you not have Sweetness in the top two?
I'm like this. I like one of them emojis when you put it in your chat in a text like this. I don't know. I don't know.
How could you not have Sweetness on a list? Period.
Right. I mean, Randy Moss. Yes, I'll put him on there. His 1 year when they did play at FCS, he had 27 touchdowns. He had almost 2,000 yards receiving. So I will put him on there. And he did it in two divisions. He did it in FCS, and then Marshall moved up to FBS, and he did the same thing at FBS, and he was unstoppable.
And Dallas Cowboys should have drafted him.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Carson Wentz. I mean, yeah, because he won championships. Dexter Coakley. He was, watching video of him. He was a dog. Trey Lance. I can't put Trey Lance on there.
Trey Lance hasn't done anything.
And it's crazy because you don't even have Cooper Kupp on here. And I know
Cooper Kupp was a dog. Cooper Kupp was a dog, and it still is.
But I would take Trey Lance off this list and put Cooper Kupp on here. Like, seriously.
But Trey Lance only played 1 year, didn't he?
Yeah, Trey Lance only played 1 year.
Yeah.
But I will put Cooper Kupp on there. Cooper Kupp has every dang on record in FCS in receiving. That man has over 7,000 yards receiving in FCS. He pretty much has enough to where he could combine his stats. He's probably like second or third. He's probably like fourth all time. If you combine the stats that he did in college to what he got in the NFL. He's like, he could be like third or fourth all time lead receiver in football. And oh yeah, Willie Titan on here. Yeah, the biggest snub is Willie Titan. Satellite Titan not on here. Like it uh-oh. We got the Oracle coming up here, y'all.
Mr. Ford, how are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right.
How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
We doing good. We doing good. We try to celebrate a year, and I'm looking at list again,
Uh-huh.
and so we just discussing the list that we had on. That
I'm
people.
trying. I can't hardly see I see the picture of Jerry Rice for the coach, and I can't see the words. But I was glad Blue answered your question about Walter Payton. Remember, what they call Division One AA was set up in 1978.
Mm.
The first win of the One AA championship was Florida A&M, and that's why I guess they don't have Peyton on there, because when Peyton played, you were called a little All American if you were not in what they would call Division One. And so if you go back and look at what Blue said, he's correct.
Okay, I
Yeah,
Blue my guy, so I'm gonna ride with what Blue said.
yeah.
But to
Do me a
have,
favor. Could you read some of the? I can't see it. Could you read some of the names off?
so number one is Jerry Rice.
Uh huh.
Number two is Steve McNair.
Uh huh.
Number three is Brian Westbrook from Villanova.
I remember the Eagles. Yeah,
Number four is Tony Romo.
Eastern Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Number five.
also Sean Payton. Sean Payton, I think it's Eastern Illinois, and Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
Yep. The G.
Jimmy G was trained by Dion Babers. Was
Hmm.
it the guy that's at Syracuse? What's his name?
Dino.
Dino. Dino
Okay.
was at Eastern Illinois. They listen. They played. They had some battles against Tennessee State when Rod Reed was up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then you got number five, Randy Moss.
he was. Listen, he went against Howard one year. That's when Howard had the guy that does the ESPN broadcast with Tiffany Green. What's his name?
Jay Walker.
I think Jay went against him. They went. Yeah, everybody wanted them to come to Atlanta and play Southern in the Heritage Bowl. Howard refused and went and played Marshall in the NCAA 1AA playoffs.
Hmm. Then you got Joe Flacco from Delaware.
Yeah, Flacco had transferred from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh, Number seven is Carson Wentz.
Wentz was. Wait a minute. I was thinking this is F. Yeah, that's right. Carson Wentz
Yes.
was at
North Dakota.
North Dakota. That's right. He's
Mhm.
one of the biggest busts, and nobody talks about did they get him prepared at North Dakota. Nobody talks about that now.
Number eight is Dexter Coakley from Appalachian
I
State.
remember Dexter. Yeah, that's your homeboy,
Mhm.
Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Number nine is Trey Lance.
Trey. Tell me about him now.
Trey Lance, quarterback. Only played 1 year, North Dakota State.
That's right, the 49ers quarterback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's on. I don't get that one now.
That's why I said I don't get that one.
I want to get that one.
And then number 10, Adrian Peterson from Georgia Southern.
Oh, he was a beast, man. I saw him his whole career. He went to the Chicago Bears, right? He had a brother was a linebacker for the University of Florida.
Mike Peterson.
He was a linebacker. Yeah, the brother. I think the brother and them won a national championship down there. The brother played for Steve Spurrier. They from a little small town in Florida. Is it Santa Fe, or something?
Mm.
I think he's from North Florida. Yeah, that Peterson guy was the truth, man.
Oh yeah.
He was the
Both
truth.
both Petersons was the truth.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was the truth. I remember him.
Both Petersons was the truth. I give the other I give the other AP his credit too.
All day.
So that's all he could do was run out. His daddy gave him the right name. Run all. He could run all day.
Yeah.
But like I said, I said, Trey Lance don't need to be on this list. I put
No.
Cooper Cup on this list. I put Cooper Cup on this list.
Oh yeah, for sure. You
For
got
sure.
Trey Lance. You know what I mean. I only played maybe 10, 11 games, if that.
Right.
And Doc, for an update, Grambling and Jackson State are battling down there at Georgia Tech right now. I think the score is tied.
Oh, okay.
They battling down. I think it's 6-6. They may be eighth or ninth inning.
Okay.
I can walk up here and see.
Like Cooper Cup not on this list is a travesty. I mean, you could put Jimmy G on the list too because, like I said, he
Oh,
did do
Jimmy
some
G
things.
was the truth at I think he was better than your boy.
He was
Jimmy
better
G
than
was
Romo.
the truth,
Better
man.
than Romo.
Yeah, I think he's better than Romo at Eastern Illinois. They were tough, man.
Uh, I can put on here. I could put on here Ben DiNucci with James Madison.
Yeah, I remember. I'm not really familiar, but I remember the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Danush got dropped by 49ers.
yeah. But we talking about the missus looking at me like, don't put DiNucci on this list. She does not like Ben DiNucci whatsoever. He is the missus is a huge Cowboys fan. I took her for her birthday 2 years ago.
Oh no, that's not okay. That's another guy I'm thinking. Ben DiNucci, yeah, Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah, I took
Listen,
her for her birthday. Yeah, I took
Gremlins winning now 8-6 in the top of the ninth with one out.
her,
It's on YouTube.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Blue. I put Eric Barrier before you put Trey Lance on here. Yeah,
Now,
Eric Barrier,
what was his school?
Eric Barrier was Eastern Washington.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Oh
Now
yeah,
he's the one that transferred and went to. Where did he stay there? Or did he transfer and go somewhere else
he trans
to
Blue.
some Pac-10, Pac-12 school, right?
I'm think you. I'm think you talking about who's that one kid?
A few years. It
He one of the kids. He went to Eastern Washington.
then transferred somewhere.
Or he transferred to Oregon.
That's right. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Yeah.
I forgot that kid. I forgot that dude's name because he was they started for us for a little bit.
Because he played 1 year at Oregon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Barrier played this whole he played this whole time at Eastern Washington.
Okay.
DeMarcus Ware when he was at Troy.
Oh, he was a beast.
When he was at Troy, I think Troy was already
At FBS.
at FBS.
Hey, what about that wide receiver from Florida A&M that was from Miami?
Hey, not only
Yeah, he's not on the list.
he ain't on the list.
So
Does
just
he?
like you're saying, if he's on the list, who are you taking off beside Trey Lance?
I definitely take Trey Lance off.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, take Carson Wentz. No, but Carson Wentz won what three? How many national championships he won?
Yeah, they won two. I think 2 or 3, didn't he?
Because he was.
Yeah, he won 3. He won 3.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a great college player. You know what I mean? And he had a couple good years until he got really hurt in Philadelphia. We had that MVP campaign going the year Brady won it, and he got hurt and was never the same since.
It was never the same. I just think he wasn't the same afterwards because of some fact that he just played reckless. He played reckless, and I don't, sacrifice fly, Grambling 8, JSU 7, 2 out, and his bases loaded. Man, his bases loaded. Man, this is crazy. We got baseball. We got. I would want to talk about my hockey team, but we got smoked last night.
Man, you know what? Me and my son were talking about that earlier. What is
Vegas?
no, but
Golden Knights.
yeah, but Dallas. What's his name? The player.
Jamie Bean.
Ben. Well, you don't.
I seen that. I watched that. I seen that. I was like,
you don't do that, man. That's just selfish. You know what I mean? To win in any sport, but especially in hockey, we used to have a saying when we were playing hockey: you got to eat a little bit of turd to win. you know. And
Uh-huh.
the thing is, it's at the end of the day, it's all about winning, and you got to do what you got to do to win. And sometimes you got to take it, and you can't be selfish. And you know what? Uh, to get kicked out of the game where you're a valuable player, and now you got suspended for 2 games, they're done.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
done.
that
Stick the
means
fork.
that,
Stick the fork. Stick the fork in it. They're done.
man. And I'm just saying, I'm like, golly, what is you doing? Like now, the high sticking, yes, I can deal with that. The high sticking, I can deal with that because that's what a 3-minute penalty in the
Two
in the
minutes.
box, 2-minute
Well, it's
penalty
not,
in the box.
if it draws blood, it's 4. If it's they consider it a major, it's 5.
Right. So so, but to jump on the dude with the daggone stick with your
Cross
stick in
check.
the hand
Yeah,
with the
cross
cross
check.
check, yes,
Yeah,
and to get kicked out the game.
you got to go. It's just like you're like when I was playing, certain things you can do. You know what I mean? There had only one referee on the ice and stuff like that. There's certain things you can do. Just like in NBA, there's certain things. Now they call a hard foul is a flagrant foul now. And the game has changed, and it's all about replays and safety, and which is and that's understandable, and that's not a bad reason for it. But you cannot take a penalty of that gravitude uh, in a crucial situation where your team is trying to go to a final. You lost 2 games in overtime, so your team obviously had opportunity to win, and all of a sudden you put your team behind the 8 ball like that. That's just plain selfish,
Yeah, yeah. So we gonna be without the captain. Um,
and
uh,
that's not leadership.
and that's not leadership whatsoever. Uh, yeah, that's not leadership whatsoever. All right, Mr. Ford, you
Take
got
take me
disconnected.
up. Take me up. I think I come on twice.
Oh no, you good. I already took you off on that.
Listen, Mr. Campbell just brought up a name now.
Neil
The,
Lomax.
the kid from Defonia, Florida, Defonia Springs, went to Georgia Southern, the quarterback,
Uh
Tracy Ham. Oh, he was
oh
awesome. I saw him.
Is that Tracy hadn't played in Canada?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
saw. Yeah, his
yeah,
name
hell of
definitely
a
should
player.
be on there.
Yeah, Tracy's a hell of a player. Played for Montreal Alouettes, I believe. After,
Yeah, he played for
yeah,
Eric Russell.
yeah, hell of a player. Well,
Yeah,
matter of fact, he played when the CFL went to the States and played for the Baltimore Stallions, I think they were called. And then after when that part of the CFL folded, he played in Montreal. I seen him actually play in Montreal when they won. I was living in Montreal. That's where I'm from. And Tracy Ham, hell of a player, man.
yeah.
Hell of a quarterback.
He was the head coach at Clark, Atlanta for a minute.
hmm.
Yeah,
Man, so we was talking about just hockey. Yeah, I was just like, you know what? And now what I turned it on there because I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what we doing. Oh, we were down 3-0 in the middle of the second period. I was like, yeah, if we don't come back, we done for. We are done for.
Well, when a situation like that, it's just like um, on the bench, guys are going, oh no, you know what I mean? It's just like, and it's just like, let's get this game over, kind of per se, especially when you're down 3-0. 3-0 is not a really a lead that you like because sometimes the team that with the lead of 3-0, they kind of relax a little bit, take your foot off the pedal, and all of a sudden the other team scores 3-1. Then
Mm,
it's 3-2, and you're trying to gear back up. So sometimes they say that's the worst lead in hockey is 3-0.
yeah,
But yeah, Vegas, man, hey,
yeah. Them Golden Knights is they are tough. They are a tough team to
Edmonton,
beat.
in my opinion, Edmonton should have beat them, but Edmonton's defense it wasn't good at all. And you know what? It's like in baseball, what wins is pitching, and in hockey, it's goaltending, timely goaltending. You
Oh
see
yeah,
that happening in the series with Florida and Carolina. You know what I mean? Florida goes Brofsky. I had him in my hockey pool, and during the course of the year, he was horrible. And now he's playing good at the right time.
oh yeah. Want to see? uh, uh, the missus trying to be shy, but she tell everybody. She said,
How you
"Hey,"
doing, Lady Holiday?
Brian said, "What's up?" Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you doing?
Ashley, how you doing? We good. We
Hey,
good.
hey, tell her we'll accept the son at the Grambling with open arms.
Mr. Ford said they'll accept Devon at Grambling with open arms.
Ooh, no, not grandma.
Not Grambling? What, we too far in the woods?
We'll take that request under advisement.
Said we take the request under advisement.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good answer. Good answer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then I just found out I just found out my little cousin also. She just graduated from Howard. Like a
Oh,
couple weeks ago.
congratulations.
I didn't even know. I did
Congratulations.
not even know. So she'll be back home here in Dallas and she's doing her master's at SMU.
Nice.
Hey, and Doc, keeping with your hockey conversation,
Uh-huh.
the city of Atlanta, where the metro area is trying to put up a lot of money to bring a hockey team to the Atlanta area. They want a hockey. We've had 2 hockey teams, and we've lost both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? It'd be great for Atlanta to have a team, but personally speaking, from my experience, and living obviously in Canada here, uh, Quebec City would be a place that I know people up here north really want. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
thriving community. They built a new rink a couple of years ago. What happened was my son also played. My son lives in upstate New York, and he played professional hockey also. And he said years ago, through the Players Association in the minor leagues, they were saying, okay, they're going to put a team in Vegas, and they were going to put a team in Seattle, and then next was probably Quebec. So you see those 2 things happening. Vegas, Seattle did very well, and Quebec, and even the Hamilton, Ontario, which is close proximity to Toronto, and between Toronto and Buffalo. So they're trying to negate that factor because they're saying it would take fans. But Toronto metropolitan area has grown so much that they're talking about having basically 2 teams there, like like they have in New York, the Yankees and the Mets, or the Islanders and the Rangers per se. But Atlanta, it'd be nice for Atlanta to but you know what? How many times you're going to give a city a chance to have a team?
Yeah, we lost the Flames and the Thrashers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, if you're thinking about Jackson State to get your doctorates, come on down. Come on down. Hey, look, I told you I had no issues with the Buffaloes from Colorado. Even though I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna go 4-8 this season.
I don't know, but well, anyways, the my son put a bet on the other day because Vegas got them a 3.5.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Miak. Miak Mike is good on that. So
Oh yeah,
Miak Mike,
Mike is
Miak Mike, hit me up and let me know what's the spread.
Hey, Doc, what did you think about Pat Narduzzi's criticism of Deion Sanders using the transfer portal?
I mean, but I can't even say that because everybody's using the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I've never been good to HBCU.
You're not using the transfer portal to your advantage. You don't need to be coaching. You don't need to be recruiting. You don't need to be doing nothing. You need to be having a pink slip, sitting at the house eating bonbons.
It's going to be ready for him because he lost that wide receiver to USC.
Yeah, Jordan Addison.
Yeah, so he's still better.
And they still compete for the ACC title last season.
Yeah, but he won't get it. He won't get closer this year.
Well, that's not hard to do. ACC football has really been underachieving.
Yeah,
I remember one year Appalachian State beat them up with the exception of Clemson, and then Hugh Freeze at Liberty beat them up. So that ain't saying too much to beat up ACC schools.
My man said he only giving Colorado 3 wins. Boy,
I'll take a bet on that.
He's real critical of his own school. So
I'll take a bet on that. I'll say they win more than 3.
Oh man.
Yeah, but for a coach to criticize another, it's a rule. You know what I mean? It's not that he's doing anything illegal or like you said, Doc. Everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? He didn't say too much until he lost that wide receiver to USC because the coach did the same thing in USC. He brought all his players, not all his players, but a lot of players from Oklahoma over to USC. You know,
Yeah, the Heisman
Lincoln
Trophy
Riley.
winner is from
Yeah,
Oklahoma, isn't it?
yeah,
Yep.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah, he brought all the players.
Yeah.
He brought his Louis luggage or Chanel luggage, whatever we want to call it now.
Sure.
But
Now they just got to build a defense because they pitiful on defense. They lost to Tulane.
yeah, but they got that kid, that transfer from Georgia.
Yeah, yeah,
Bear
yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah, you still gonna need more than that because it's. I mean, you can still get pressure on. You could get pressure on the quarterback, but if your back end ain't keeping
yeah.
up
If your
with
back
those
end
receivers,
support the front end, you're done. You're
yeah,
done. Yeah, you're done, and vice versa. Like I always listen to Warren Sapp. You know, the back end complements the front end, and vice versa.
Yeah,
Because
the front end makes the back end.
because if the front end gets there, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Quarterback has no time.
yeah.
Quick decision.
let's see what else we got. Oh, shout out to ABC for putting the MEAC Swac Challenge on prime time. First game of the season on Saturday.
What time?
Oh, that thing gonna be on 7:00.
Oh, that's right on time.
That's good. That'll be helpful. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get my cups ready. Drink. You know me. I have drink a shot every time they score. So
See,
I'm
oh,
excited. I'm excited to see JSU and for TC Taylor too. Because the #1 recruiting class again in HBCU. I seen some of the spring game and seen the highlights and stuff that was presented on YouTube, and they're exciting. They're exciting. They got some dogs. They got some dogs. You know.
hey, Keish, this your cousin. Jacoby is your cousin. I need to get him on the show. I need to bring him on the show. The transfer from Syracuse that came back home to Jackson. I need to bring him on the show. Quarterback. Yep, 6'4", 235.
Ooh.
Yeah, I seen some highlights when his freshman year up in Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Played pretty well. He didn't get much play after that. But the numbers, COVID. I think he got injured too, I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad that he did come back home. I'm glad that he did choose Jackson State. So that's a plus.
That's one thing TC is doing is getting a lot of guys from Mississippi from the SIP, which is a great thing because there's a lot of great ball players instead of going to Old Miss and Southern Miss and
Mm-hmm.
Stolen Miss.
That's that's a bar right there. It's Stolen Miss. Not Southern Miss, but Stolen Miss. They done stole. I like that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that.
That's why I'm cool. That's why I'm the co-host. You know what I mean? I throw you. You know what I mean? You throw me hooks all the time. I appreciate you, man.
Man, I'm gonna use that. But yeah, the beat on ESPN. I mean, for the first game of the season, ABC prime time, which that is week 0. I mean, that says a lot. And then the following week is the Orange Blossom Classic, and that is a 3 p.m. kickoff on that Sunday.
Boo!
Is that on ESPN?
Yes, that will be on ESPN.
1 or 2?
That's probably
Two.
Yeah, that'd be good. What now is since Coach Prime has left, has HBCU Go doing any JSU game?
Nah.
No, they get the secondary games. They get the games that ESPN doesn't want.
That's a shame because their telecast is phenomenal.
Oh, it is. I love Charlie Deal.
Oh yeah, man. It's I watched so many games last year on
Yeah,
HBCU
I did too.
Go. It was a pleasure to watch. Instead of you have to get binoculars to watch a game like we did in Memphis. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh my God, that was hot garbage.
You could tell
I, I
you could tell the promoter said, hey, they ain't getting any more of my money. Here,
in
get
my
the
mind.
film camera here.
That was high. That
Hot garbage.
it's still, guess what? It still got over 4,000 views on that show right there. Just to look at that hot garbage right there on the screen. Like, come on now, they was doing he was doing absolutely too much.
The announcer didn't know what he was doing. It seemed like the announcer had probably a couple cocktails. You know what I mean? Didn't know what he was doing. It was terrible. It was terrible.
It was terrible. They had
It was,
no type of
it was horrible.
overlay.
Yeah, it was horrible and awful. It was awful.
It was no type of overlay or nothing on there. I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna watch. We still gonna look at it. And
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I mean. We're definitely going to support. You know what I mean. But you got to be a real supporter to watch that game. I tell you, man.
oh yeah, the was another thing. I know I went on. I had, as soon as I got for homecoming, y'all. I just got to Jackson. That was last season. Got to Jackson. Get the news. Doc Gamble gets fired. And I'm like, okay, should I go live for that? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go live for that. And did a whole live show about Doc Gamble getting fired and what was going on and what needs to happen for Pine Bluff. And I was like, you know what, it's cool. And then the following night, following afternoon, get to the game. We go. I go live. My phone overheats, so I only get 10 minutes of live inside of the stadium. And then also at the end, we do the post game show, and Sean almost gets beheaded by the missus because he's like, "You need to have a hall pass." Nah. Nah.
Yeah, because we know what Sean does during football season. So
She
Hey,
wanted,
Doc,
yeah.
what happened to Monty Coleman? He was the last coach, I think, that won a Swac football championship at Pine Bluff.
I don't even know. He had the two running. No, that was what the last championship was at. Was that 2000 and
They beat Jackson State in Birmingham.
that was it had to be 2007.
He had a kid named, was it Ben Johnson? Because
Yeah,
Dooley was his offense coordinator.
yeah, that had to be 2007 then.
Y'all had that kid, was it Clayton Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he come over from Ole Miss, I think.
Okay, B Fresh said it was 2012. I thought about that. I was like, no, 2007 had to be. I think that was that the Southern game?
Southern was 2013.
2013, yeah.
Yeah, and right after the game, remember they fired Comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, 2012, yeah. All right. Fabulous 50. Thank you. Okay, so we won 2007. Yeah.
That was Jimmy Oliver, right?
It was Jimmy Oliver.
Yeah, Jimmy Oliver.
Say he had heart issues. Okay.
That was Monty Coleman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He played all those years for the Washington Redskins. He should have, 2 or 3 Super Bowl rings, maybe more.
Monty Coleman?
Huh?
That Monty Coleman?
Yeah, he played with Dexter Manley, Dave Butts.
Oh.
Yeah, Vernon Dean.
Oh, he was a dog.
Yes, he was.
He was a dog.
Joe Gibbs had some good teams back then, man.
He was a
Joe
dog.
won with 3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he won with
Theismann, Doug Williams, Mark Rippon. Who was the other one?
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. That was it. But yeah, Monty Coleman was the name you said with the Redskins. I had to think about that. I was like, oh, he was a dog. He
played many years. He put in at least 15 years.
Oh,
They had Charles Mann, Dexter Manley, Dave Butts.
Yeah, Charles. I mean, Dexter Manley. If he wasn't stuck on the dope, he would have been. I mean, of course, he'd be all time great. But if he wasn't stuck on drugs, man,
Now he played for Jimmy Johnson, did
who
Dexter Manley
he was at
at
Miami,
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Yeah, Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
He couldn't read or write, or he couldn't read, I believe.
Couldn't
yeah,
read.
that was the thing. But that's not nothing new now.
No.
Is that being on ABC a reflection of the numbers from that Celebration Bowl last year? I don't think it's a reflection of the Celebration Bowl, but I mean that could
It's
play a
good
part
business.
into it.
It's good business.
It's good
Yeah.
business though. And plus, nobody else is not playing week 0. There's not a lot of teams playing week 0 like that either.
And
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
there's a lot of interest in HBCU football, especially Swac football.
Right.
And special people that tune in, last couple of Celebration Bowls and the year that South Carolina, you know what I mean, put a whipping
Right.
on us.
This
You
is
know, so
this is like Ali and Frazier.
yeah,
This is the second bout.
yeah.
The first bout was that Celebration Bowl. This is the second bout.
So
That's
yeah,
right. Non-title fight.
Yeah,
not a fight. But I think it's like I said, it's good business because there's probably like a couple of teams that's playing the last weekend of August. So
oh, they'll get a big crowd. There'll be a lot of people watch this game. That's
And-
why
and-
it's going to be a lot of people to watch that.
And that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're praying for. You know what I mean? That there's a great turnout, and and obviously it's a great
it's gonna be
showcase.
sold out.
Yeah, great showcase. Well marketed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is that game is gonna be sold out.
Yeah, no doubt.
I really don't. I would want to go to Atlanta, but I know that like trying to get the logistics as far as where to stay, you know what I'm saying, all the other stuff that needs to go about and get the ticket to get to the game. Yeah, it would have cost me it would have cost me about at least $1,000
or more.
or more. It probably would have been about 1,000 because I ain't gonna fly. I was gonna drive. I don't care. I take that 10-hour drive to Atlanta.
Yeah. I remember when I lived in Dallas, my relatives live in. My aunt married a guy in the Air Force Base in Warner Robins, and I flew from DF Dallas Fort Worth, flew into Atlanta. I'll never forget it. So I get off the plane in Atlanta, and so I had a flight connected from Atlanta to Warner to Macon actually, and so I see this little bitty plane, and then I see this other plane. So I don't realize I start walking towards a bigger plane, and they said, "No, that's not your plane. It's that plane, a little crop plane."
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
the pilot was the one putting the luggage on the plane. I said, so I get in the plane. I'm 6'3", and I'm bending, hunched over, and start the plane. I said, God, if this don't start now, I'm getting off. Plane all of a sudden started flying, and we're just going over the lamppost. It seemed like, and he said, telling us how this is a safe plane. Da 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 yada da. We get to Macon. My uncle's there. My cousin's there. I swear no word of lie. I kissed the ground. I told my cousin, "You drive me back to Atlanta for my return flight. I wasn't taking that little plane no more." But I flown several times after on small planes. But that was the first time flying on a real small crop jet, basically. Man, I was scared, boy.
Oh man, yeah, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that.
I think it was like
I'd be like John Madden. I gotta be.
I'd be on the bus. Be on the bus.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gotta put me on the bus. I'll drive. I'll get me in the car. I just gotta be on the ground. But I mean, if I gotta go somewhere, if it gotta be flying, I'm gonna get on the plane. Just give me a value. I'm gonna be fine.
Listen, when I played down in Dallas, we flew everywhere, right? Salt Lake City, Nashville. Only time we didn't fly when we played in Dallas, we had a team in Dallas and Fort Worth, and sometimes we bust Oak City or Tulsa. You know what I mean? Other than that, Wichita we flew. Yeah.
Yeah,
Indianapolis. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah. So when it comes down to it, as far as the first two games of the season, uh,
You're gonna see what
ABC,
kind of team we're gonna have.
ESPN,
We're gonna see what
we're
kind
gonna
of
see what
team we
type
got.
of team, yeah, we're gonna see what type of team we're gonna have. Um,
The third game Southern?
the third game is Southern.
Oh,
Oh, that's tough. 3 games.
It's first three games.
that's in Baton Rouge, right?
Baton Rouge
Boy, that's gonna be good. And then your fourth game is in Texas.
in Texas, at Texas
That's
State,
hey,
San Marcos.
That's
yeah, you're right. Y'all gonna
we,
find out
we,
what you got.
we got a tough schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they put it together. They put
Yeah.
it together to the point where, hey, you got to test the metal.
Like I said, during the course of the spring, I was going to say summer, but we're still spring. During the spring, seeing with all the transfer porters, Doc, you'll probably have an insight. Why did Miles Gaddy go back in the transfer portal?
Hmm?
Miles Gaddy, why did he go in the transfer portal from Jackson State?
Oh, to Missouri,
Yeah,
better exposure. I mean, I think he would have had more. I think he would have had better exposure at Jackson State, but uh, what it was is that some of the kids they kind of got scared because of some fact that no player there's only one player that got drafted this past year in the draft, and so they feel like in order for them to better themselves, they have to go like G5 or Power 5, and you really don't have to because we got more. And you really think about it, we got more undrafted free agents that signed to teams this year than what we had last season.
see, not drafting a player sometimes is beneficial. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
At the end, if they sustain, then if they get drafted, you know.
Right,
So
right, and
because
see,
you hit free agency a lot quicker.
yeah, and you don't see when you draft it, you have that 4 year. You got a 4 year contract. Undrafted, you got a 3 year contract where they can actually pick up the option, what I'm saying, to resign you. But then also we were saying that you can actually choose the place where, they bid for you. You choose the place where you want to go. You have the upper hand because you're looking at like depth chart, who got to come back, who left,
Right.
um, um,
Who's
what is
coming
the
in?
best way? Yeah, what is the best way to make the team? So, to me, it all boiled down to they kind of got scared because they like, well, we had these players get drafted from here, and like you said, yeah, Missouri had one player drafted this year, and Jackson State had one player drafted this year. So what did that tell you about the NFL draft? They was not worried about any of those other schools unless your name is Alabama, Ohio
Georgia.
State,
Georgia.
Georgia,
Yeah.
and USC.
Yeah. You're
You
right.
can,
And that's you hit it on the head. Other beside those big four, there's teams in the Big 12, Pac 12. Didn't get any players drafted.
yeah,
I think Texas only got that one running back drafted, wasn't it?
yeah. Texas got Bijan Robinson. He got drafted. Um, he did get drafted, but the thing about it is that it don't matter where. Like I said, it don't matter where you at. If you can play and you play your
They'll
ass
find you.
off, they'll find you.
right.
And I said that the day of the draft. That when we was talking about in the first round, if they can find you, if you can play, they can find you.
See, the thing is with going, you know what I mean. Obviously, hockey is different, a different sport, and I know for drafting and stuff like that. Scouts, majority of scouts are lazy, and a lot of scouts, rely on, they'll have talk to somebody, say, "Hey, oh, so and so from this school looks pretty good, don't they?" Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. So they write it down, instead of going in there and finding the diamonds in the rough, and going in the lower level schools and seeing the talent and seeing the guy. You know what? And envisioning him playing at a high level and say, okay, that guy is the coaching or whatever that is. He might be raw, but I see the talent, the God-given talent that he has, and the work ethic that he has.
Yeah.
So let's give him an opportunity. You know, when you have guys that came from HBCU, Jerry Wells, Walter Payton, and so on, Doug Williams. Uh, we kept before we're mentioning, a plethora of names. They weren't going to big schools. Yes, it was more segregated and stuff like that. So a lot of the African American players played in HBCU. We understand all that. But some of these kids now can play anywhere. Just happens that they choose to play in HBCU. So a lot of times on the FBS level, they got 85 scholarship. So you know what? Compared to 65 in HBCU, so there's a change. There's a fluidity that happens as far as as far as tempo. But if you compare apples to apples, the best players, the only difference is, like Coach Prime used to say, is the offensive defensive line. But the skilled players are just as good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your wide receivers, DBs, are just as good.
Just as
They're
good
flat.
as everybody
You
else.
know, come on, man. It's just that, and you know what? I think the exposure over the last 3 years that HBCU has been getting, more eyes on there. So you know what? They might be a little bit hesitant,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still present. So you know what? They have your name. They know who Miles Gaddy is. So
Yep.
let's see him play. Let's see him dominate because he started off really well last year, kind of slowed down because teams get a book on you and start double teaming him and stuff like that. So he wasn't as productive as he was at the beginning of the year as far as stats wise. He probably was productive, but not as far as stats wise.
Right.
So this year, if he comes in and he would have dominated, got 15, 16 sacks, he's going to get drafted. The guy's got size. He's got to learn. He's got to have a better bend because he doesn't bend as flexible, but he probably worked on that. You know what I mean? He's got a good motor.
True.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Well, before we start up the celebration, I'm gonna go ahead and do this little commercial break brought to you by WeWorkForEverything.org. HBCU OverDrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. We back and we back and we back. Had to go for a commercial break. I'd be I'd be remiss if I didn't have a commercial break and my sponsor be like, I ain't see no no commercial for us right now.
No, just yeah. And those people out there that want to donate to the channel, please do.
Oh yeah.
Become a member, subscribe. Also, anybody that wants to advertise on Docs on HBCU OverDrive, get in touch with him. I'm sure they can accommodate you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The show is growing exponentially. It's a great thing to do. You know what I mean? Continue. Everybody eats. Everybody eats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so like I said, if we're doing donations tonight because part of it is going to my stepson for his graduation, the other part is going to the channel. I'm gonna recognize me at Mike and Russell Haynes as far as donate to the Cash App. If you got it. It don't have to be a lot, but you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that my stepson is well equipped, with doing what he did. And as far as graduating from high school, which graduation is this Saturday. So no show this Saturday. So I'll just let everybody know that. No show this Saturday. So we still on graduation time. But has Savion found a home yet? I have not heard too much of anything about where Savion is. I still think that Savion is still in the transfer portal. Um, and if he's still in the transfer portal, I'm thinking that he should have stayed where he was supposed to stay. I feel like he would have. Um, yeah, he'll have to sit out a year or he had to go to D2. But I don't think that Savion is
Well, he has to sit out a year if he transfers.
because he already transferred before.
Okay.
So would you say he got some incredibly bad advice?
I think so.
Man,
I think he probably got some bad advice. And he would have helped out that running back room too. Like, for real.
But
He would have helped that running back room out.
wasn't he on your show saying that he was going to stay?
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, they was leaving Isaiah Spencer's basketball game. Shout out to Miss Gloria, Miss Minifield, Miss Minnie. Thank you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. But yeah, he was on the show. You know, he said he was gonna stay, and
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I just feel like he got. I mean, I just feel like he got bad advice. I just feel like he got bad advice because even though, like I said, even though Shador and Travis they went up to Colorado, having him in the backfield would take so much pressure off of whoever our quarterback will be in the fall.
right.
Because you're talking about a dude that he ran for over 800 yards at Delaware State. He runs for over 1,100 yards here at Jackson State. So he's pretty much a 2,000 yard back combined. He's versatile, so he can catch the ball out the backfield.
And he can block.
Yeah, he can block. So
He reminded me of that guy at Seattle, the one they call Beast Mode.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, that's what he reminded me of.
But he remind me. But you know, that's a good comparison. But I always called him like a Jerome Bettis.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Because
call
you know what,
him.
he's stocky and had that quick.
I would call him Marshawn Lynch, a Marshawn Lynch, because Jerome Bettis was a load.
Yeah, but so is Sevion, but I'm not the same size, but Sevion's quick feet. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the bus had quick feet for a big
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he did have quick feet for a big man. Yes, I will agree with that. But just I mean, if he was here, if he was still at Jackson State, like, it would be running back by committee because just looking at Maurice Harris' offense, he doesn't just have a bell cow at running back. He has a bevy of running backs to go to. So looking at his offense, he doesn't have that whole 1,000-yard long 1,000-yard rusher. You probably have a running back that have like 800 yards, and then another one probably has 6, and the other one probably have about 5, and you know what I'm saying, so forth. It's just all about how you distribute the ball to your playmakers.
So you don't think he was happy hearing? Well, obviously he's seen the offense or heard about the offense, what kind of offense they were going to run. So do you think he was disgruntled about that?
No, you're a running back. You're a running back, and if you're looking at the office, kind of like the office that Maurice ran at Liberty, and with Hugh Freeze, I mean, Hugh Freeze offense, yes, he likes to throw the ball, but he also has running backs that can give you 5-6 yards of carry. You know, I would have stayed.
Yeah.
I would have stayed.
So he can't. So anywhere he transfers, he's got to sit out a year. Is that the ruling?
So now, if he goes D2, he can he immediately. But see, with D2, you only have a certain amount of scholarships to give out. What is it, Mr. Ford? What 30,
36? Is it 36?
31? I think it's like 30, 31 to 32 scholarships to get out.
Right. Yeah.
So he couldn't go to, well, Colorado set a running back right now anyway. So he couldn't go to Colorado. He would have to settle the year if he went to Colorado. Is that correct?
Yep.
Wow.
He had to sit out a year. Okay, so Dr. Dr. Smith said that he got an offer from Eastern Michigan, but that's the only one that he heard of.
That's a MAC conference?
Yep.
Hmm.
I think Eastern Michigan is on the up and up too, so it's not like.
Now, who's the head coach there?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the guy that was the offense coordinator at Alabama and became the head coach at Florida. It's not him.
Nah. Are you talking about Dan Mullen?
No.
No.
This guy was Saban's offensive coordinator, and then he got the job at Florida. And I think he went to Colorado State or somewhere.
Not these guys, that.
How
long ago was this?
The name is on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I'm trying to figure out who it is. Man. Oh, okay. Chris Creighton.
Chris who?
Creighton.
Okay, you got me. I don't know.
Nah, that I think Mr. Allen just said it to him for me.
Okay.
It was one of them. Like I'm just trying to figure out. Dude, yeah, Nick Saban done put out so many assistants.
Yes, he has.
Coaches,
Yeah.
He really keep up with it. His coaching tree is long too. Shoot, I mean, he's just gonna have to be his protege, Kirby Smart.
It seemed like another player got in trouble down in Georgia. So what's going on down there?
Was that?
It's always been like that at Georgia.
Was that?
Actually, it's better because when we had Mark Richt, man, it was jailhouse rock.
Oh, Mark Richt? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't control them kids at all.
Oh, Mark Richt, Miami too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what Dan Lebatard said. You got 100 pit bulls on the chain, and you don't know how to control all of them.
Hey, this Mr. Kane, Tom, you're right. That's what I'm talking about. Michael Wayne.
McElwain,
yeah,
okay.
That's what I was talking about.
Jim McElwain.
Jim McElwain.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah. DeMarcus Ware was tough at Troy. He was.
Yeah. Was he a transfer from Ohio State?
DeMarcus Ware?
Yeah. Where did he go first?
Let me see. I could look that up.
I thought he went to Ohio State or somewhere.
I don't think he. Let's see. DeMarcus Ware. No. He he was at Troy.
All 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What's his hometown?
Auburn.
Oh, he's from Auburn?
Yep.
Whoa.
He was on the same. Him and he O.C. Umenyiora and all teammates in high school.
Yeah, that's right.
They was all teammates in high school. That's oh my God. Yeah. Let's see. I haven't heard any news of any players that got committed yet, but I haven't heard too many players that got committed today. I've seen people get offers, but like I said, I haven't seen anybody get committed. But
when is the camp start for HBCU? Start next week?
Yeah. So the players are actually back this. They'll be back this
This
weekend.
weekend?
Yeah, they'll be back this weekend. Um. So they can start summer school, and then camp actually starts in late July, early August. Yep.
Does Coach O have a different capacity now that Coach Prime, instead of just being one of the top recruiters?
So Coach O is the tight ends coach now.
Okay.
Isn't he the assistant head coach?
He's the assistant head coach.
Yeah. So yeah, he got more power.
He got more power. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's TC right hand man. Shoot.
Right.
That's TC right hand man. So yeah, if TC goes somewhere else, Coach O know what to do.
Yeah, right.
And it's not like he can't recruit because hell, we see what he can do.
Yeah, his power is increased tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah, Kobe got Jacoby and Morgan coming on this show Saturday. He beat me to the punch. Oh man. But yeah. You got a lot of you got a lot of dudes. We got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But it's a celebration. We got a celebration tonight. There's over 90 people in here. Make sure we hit that cash app. We doing the donation part for my stepson for graduation, the other part for the channel. So
Doc, I was late. I know y'all talked about the sister dying over in Switzerland, Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
What
pioneer.
year? I'm trying to remember.
And Spike Lee's father too.
Oh, Spike Lee's father died?
Yep.
I think he was from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I know he went to Morehouse because Spike was a third generation Morehouse guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I think his grandmother lived in Macon.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's still that was and it was crazy because it was an hour between each other. That's how bad it was.
Well, Miss Tina Turner, man, I think she was one of the first people. I remember my mom saying that she had an insurance policy on her legs.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
My mother loved it too. My mother loved Tina Turner. I think she saw Tina Turner in concert, she and Ike in the late 50s. And she was one of the people that said that Ike would beat her really bad. And she would still go on and perform.
Ike was Ike was special. We'll leave it at that.
Now, Ike was from Mississippi or Arkansas?
I thought he was from.
I know he moved up to St. Louis, but was he from Mississippi or Arkansas? Because he had a really close relationship with B.B. King. B.B. King helped him. He was also very close with Elvis Presley.
He's from Clarksdale.
He's from Mississippi?
Yep.
Because I know I think his father was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Yeah.
1931. But I I don't know if I was in Dallas at the time where she left them. Because that's where she left them, in Dallas. Yeah, she was, I think she was staying at the hotel there over on Mockingbird Lane.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. Oh man, we got a celebration. Y'all, I try to figure out the one clip where Sean almost got me.
Oh, that's the night that he had us in tears.
Yeah, Sean almost got me put out of the hotel room. it was to me. It was. I think that was the funniest thing I ever seen. I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can find it. That was the funniest thing. I was like, you know what, you really, cause the missus was about to. She really was about to put me out of the room, y'all. She was not having it. And my mom heard it too. She was like, "Oh, you." My mom was was watching TV, and she was like, "Man, y'all about to get my son beat up."
Okay, right. Listen, Spike Lee's dad was 94 years old. He was from Snow Hill, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, he was from Snow Hill. I was trying to see, did it say he went to Morehouse?
Hmm. Hold on, hold on, Mr. Ford. I have to play this right here. That's how we need to be.
Bro, listen. When it's football season, I ain't in no relationship. So, so if I'm ever married,
you're like
ever
Tom
married,
Brady. You're like Tom Brady.
bro,
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
hey, I am not in a relationship.
Oh, snap.
The relationship will resume when football is over. Until further notice, we together ain't together. It's complicated. Our relationship status is complicated during football season.
Sean, you're crazy, man.
Make sure y'all comment and subscribe to the channel. I just had to play that because like he literally was about to get me put out of the room.
That was funny, man.
He was like Sean literally almost like when I'm telling y'all, she had this look on her face.
Oh, not the look.
She had this look on her face. She was like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "No, not really, not really." But I would like to go sleep in the bed tonight. And she's like, "Yeah, Sean about to get you. Sean was about to get you put out of the room. She was about to get me. He was about to get me beat up."
Sean was trying to get you put in the transfer portal.
Pretty much. Pretty much. He was getting me like he get ready to put me in the transfer portal so bad. Like, oh man, I got my boy Coach Hayes over here. What's going on, man? Coach Hayes, man. Coach Hayes is the biggest University of Miami fan, but also he a Hampton grad. So, man, shout out to the 305.
I follow Coach Hayes, man. He's got some great content also.
The 305. My boy Craig Hall up in here, man. He always coming up in here. Texas Sutter is in the building.
Hey, is Hampton gonna win the CAA? How many wins, Coach Hayes, is Hampton gonna win in the CAA?
That's a laugh right there. I don't think they'll probably win 4.
But now they play Howard, right?
Yeah, they do play Howard. They play him at Audi Field. But yeah, they do play Howard this year.
Now the quarterback for Howard, did he graduate?
No,
he's still there.
He's back.
Yeah.
Williams is back.
He's good. He has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah. I didn't know he was on his third OC.
See, that's a problem too with any in any league. You know what I mean? It's learning a new system and getting a new language down, and and it's not easy.
Yes, sir. JSU by 40.
Yeah.
Nah, but nah, lost Mr. Ford. Lost Mr. Ford. But yeah, man, it was what other we had the as far as going back through, we had the, like I said, me getting on at 11 o'clock at night. We talked about Dion leaving out and everybody try to put their 2 cents in. Oh, another one. I forgot about this one. I had to. That's how we need to be.
Light girl crowd out here today.
That was just me when I was when I had to go.
That's how we need to be.
bro.
That was the Texas Southern TSU Southern game, which was nice. It was hot.
Oh, the game you went to?
Yeah. Nah, I don't want to do that.
Was that the one at the Cotton Bowl?
No, that was at Choctaw Stadium, and
Okay.
it was the old Rangers ballpark.
Oh, okay. In Arlington.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was the old ballpark. Now this one had me going right here.
Mate.
You won one game and you still don't feel like winners. That's what you're mad about.
Okay, strong face. Okay, strong face. You can have it.
You must think you talking to your mama.
Ooh!
You must really think you talking to your Doberman mama.
Oh,
Because you can't be talking to me.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Jesus, take me away.
Okay,
Take me away.
Okay, Cleophas.
Oh,
Bushmouth ass. Sorry, Mr. Ford.
Coming to you, Elizabeth.
I try not to take it there, but I dare any of you Negroes that's got the nerve to come after me to put your picture.
She went hard. She went hard. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I literally had to catch myself when KJ, and I forgot KJ is a lawyer by trade. So she got to get the gab, and she pretty much destroyed that man. Like literally by herself. And I just had to put it on there. So I'm just gonna fast forward through when the guy came on there and
gotten behind our team like this. This is who we are, Gary, and we're gonna talk our talk. Now with Deion Sanders arriving, the spotlight increased. It got hotter on JSU and all that other stuff. But that's really what it felt like they were jealous about. The fact that they felt like this little Swac school, was getting all this notoriety and prominence. And to me, it was like a really insecure thing because it's like, yo, if you're FAMU and you are the number one, HBCU in terms of size, in terms of programming and stuff like that, why are you so concerned that you came to the SWAC and you thought out the gate that you were going to be the big show, and then when you got there, you got curb stomped? There's like, no, you're not the big show. Right. Like Jackson State pulled the chess move, hired Deion Sanders, and they were upset that they were not the main show. And it's crazy to me because you're FAMU. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, you're FAMU. This is football. This is like, this is fun or whatever. Like, what are you upset about? But it just felt like a lot of insecurity. And so that's what it felt like also from North Carolina A&T. They the worst up here. I'm just going to be honest. North Carolina A&T people are like that drunk, has-been uncle that you got in your family. Like, they used to be real good in sports.
Hey, don't talk about no MEAC school.
We got y'all number.
See, hey, that ain't.
Oh, here we
I don't
go.
even count
Oh,
North
Lord,
Carolina
MEAC,
A&T as a
Jerry.
MEAC school.
Here we
What
go,
school you got?
Jerry.
MEAC Jerry.
All
What school
y'all
you?
doing the Celebration Bowl. Listen, even with Jackson State University losing the celebration these past 2 years, the headlines read Jackson State loses Celebration Bowl and didn't even mention your school's names in the headlines. Nobody cared the day after. And that's what they were mad about. All across Twitter, when you saw the little HBCU MEAC pages and stuff, begging for attention, talking about, but we beat Jackson State. And everybody's like, nobody cares. Jackson State is still a show. And that's what you all were upset about. So you won one
y'all
game.
still the show? How y'all still the show?
What do you mean how we still the show? Our name is still prominent. They still don't mention your names in headlines. Nobody's talking about you.
Nobody cared about JSU 2 years ago.
Visibility in terms of viewership. Your fans don't even go to your pages to watch.
This just happened 2 years ago.
Not about you playing us.
This just happened 2 years ago. Who was talking about Jackson State? Who was talking about Jackson State?
MEAC Jerry, where you from? What school you represent?
Everybody.
I stay in Charlotte, North Carolina, man. North Carolina Central.
North Carolina Central.
I knew you were in North. It's always one of them South Carolina or North Carolina schools that are mad that didn't, because you didn't feel like you got your just notoriety for being big bad JSU and Deion Sanders. They still didn't mention your names, and they still ain't mentioning your names. It's still JSU.
It don't matter. It don't matter. We won, baby. We won. That's all that mattered to win. Y'all had to go home crying. I saw the sad video that Austin made.
You won one game and you still don't feel like winners. That's what you're mad about.
Okay, strong face. Okay, strong face. You can have it.
You must think you talking to your mama.
Ooh!
You must really think you talking to your Doberman mama. Because you can't be talking to me.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, take me away. Take me away.
Okay, Cleophas. Bush mouth ass. Sorry, Mr. Ford.
Coming to you, Elizabeth.
I tried not to take it there, but I dare any of you Negroes that got the nerve to come after me to put your picture on this screen. I dare you to show your face. I will roast you to no end. I dare you.
I have to do it again.
Call in from North Carolina or South Carolina, like y'all all sound the same. You all sound like you were this close to being retarded. That's what y'all sound like.
Oh my God!
I'm just gonna be honest. You sound like you're on the spectrum.
Hey KJ, I know you look. I know you're a lawyer by trade, right?
Yes,
you are a lawyer by trade.
I try not to ether.
You're a lawyer by trade, but by God, I ain't never, even on Scotty's platform, I ain't never heard you go that hard. I ain't never heard you go that hard. Look, I'm about to be like Fred Sanford. Man, I'm sorry. She destroyed that man by herself.
I'm still shaking.
she destroyed that man by herself, and it's nothing that I can do about it, man.
You're 2 words from being retarded. Damn.
Yeah, two words from being retarded. I was like, we don't even use retarded no more because it's one of those words that it's like you get yourself canceled just using that word right there.
That's right.
I'm like, but I grew up using that word. I'm like, it didn't hurt nobody, but she came in and pretty much destroyed everybody. I don't think nobody has ever came back on the show. Nobody has ever came back after that. And I think that was probably the second time I had KJ on the show. Just to chime in. And I'm like, I can't like there was no coming back for that. It was so funny. It was so funny. He tried to come back on the show. He tried to come back in, and I was like, "Nah, Blair, Nah, player, you got destroyed on YouTube. You got destroyed on YouTube, so I'm not even bringing you back up. For what? So you can get destroyed again?
Yeah. He wanted
I'm
to
not,
get some get back. He wanted to get some big get back, but she's gonna destroy him. She will
it,
destroy him.
it wasn't no get back on this. It wasn't no get back on this. You, sir, has several seats. Has several seats. I mean, I got to the point where I told somebody, look, hey, don't disrespect Mr. Ford on the show because I'm the type of person. I mean that Mr. Ford is pretty much like you know what I'm saying, like another father figure to me because of the fact like
He's the oracle.
he's the oracle. Like you don't go after Mr. You don't. I don't care if it's in the chat or not. You don't go after Mr. Ford. And so when somebody went after Mr. Ford, I was like, you know what? Hey, bro, I went with my government name this time. I'm like, dude, I will come wherever you at. I will bring the smoke to your house.
No, the thing, you know what? I was discussing this today. Where was I at? Can't remember where I was at. Anyways, uh, people got to understand. A matter of fact, I was talking about. Matter of fact, I was at my naturopath today,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just talking. I said I'm, gonna go onto the podcast. I hope my buddy said he lets me on the show with co-host, and there's gonna be a celebration. And I said, it was a great thing. We're talking about the HBCU football and other things. And I said the great thing about the platform that I love is it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because we learn from each other. But the thing is, people have a tendency to put feelings in front of facts. And when their feelings are in front of facts and the facts don't come out the way that they want to, then their feelings get hurt.
Yeah. Like it's some dudes I haven't even brought back on the show. Like what's another guy? Mark Robinson. I think we was talking about funding.
Yeah.
And he came out with this number. I'm like, bro, billions? Like you talking about billions in Jackson? I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, what
it's
was you smoking on?
but I remember when you had him on a few times, and some of the points he made are valid.
True.
But the thing is, even though the points are valid, can it work? Can the concept work? Is the concept put in reality? This is the problem because I think just over the last few years that I've been following HBCU and learning a lot from not only yourself, from Ken Clark, from watching different other podcasts and just listening and not talking, just listening
Right.
and trying to understand the landscape. Things to change will be a generation. We're generational for things to change. It ain't going to happen overnight. So
Right.
what happens is when you want a change to happen, especially when the conglomerate, it has to be a consensus
Mm-hmm.
to change. Because if you don't have a consensus, it ain't never going to change. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over. It's going to be like a wheel. It's going to rotate. But the thing is, you're going to have good, then you're going to have bad. It's going to keep rotating that way. So you need young people with fresh ideas, new ideas, innovation, understand structure, understand financial literacy, that for it to go ahead. And you got it. And I think in JSU you have a good guy in Ashley Robinson. I think he's a progressive thinker, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why he brought in Deion Sanders. That's why you know what I mean. He understands with T.C. Taylor being the guy after. So you have people like that. You have people like Eddie George in Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
that understands. So you need people with that mentality to make the change, the increment changes, so for it's going to have stability and sustainability, if that's a word.
Right. And you
Because
know,
if it's not, it's going to be the same old, same old.
and the time where Mr. Ford, somebody went after Mr. Ford, and the missus was in the chat. She didn't say too much anything. she don't say too much anything in the chat. She'll just tell people to subscribe and donate and stuff like that. It's the same thing Mr. Quay does on the channel also. But when she heard me go off like that, and I rarely go off. Y'all know me. I rarely go off on YouTube. She jumped up and she was like, "Who want it?" Like, who? Like, she was getting ready to beat something. She was getting ready to go through the webcam and get at whoever. Like, she is wired differently. She is wired different. I tell people she is from LA. She is from South Central.
Yeah,
She
you don't
is
play.
wired different. So when it's time, so for her, if somebody's going after somebody that she respects or that she loves or that she has admiration for, she gets active. It is, it's the gang mentality, it's the gang culture. Because where she from, I mean, in LA, the gang is gang culture. Like somebody,
He
yes,
went side.
yeah, somebody disrespect you, you about to get super. Like when she get ready to get super active, I was like, nah, don't worry about it. I took care of this. I took care of it. It was plenty of times she would get ready to come on the show and get active with Sean. I was like, nah, don't, Sean. But she respects Sean because Sean speaks his mind. Speaks his mind, and he don't back down for nothing. He don't back down for anything. So, man, I'm getting ready to wind this down. Hey, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you donate. I'm gonna give Mr. Hardy give him his props, you know what I'm saying, sending the donation as always. Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Um the last couple of months, people been rocking with me, Mr. Hardy. Russell Haynes is always, he been rocking with us since we started. Me at Mike is always, you know what I'm saying, since we started, coming in the chat, giving his perspective on the MEAC side. Miss Minnie, you know what I'm saying, Miss Minnie coming in now and um, um, just giving out, encouraging words and stuff like that, and people who just watch the show all together. People who just watch the show all together and say that it's a good product that we put out, that I put out, but I ain't gonna say just me, but everybody has a hand in this, you know what I'm saying, in this channel getting to where it's supposed to get. Like I said, yourself, Mr. Ford, even going on with Ken Clark, where he,
First,
saying
you round first.
Huh?
You round for first with first.
Yep, with first letter. Yep. Dr. Cavill.
I watched that interview with you. I said, man, look at my man Doc all over the place, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's what you got to do. You have to, you have to not only create your own content, collaborate and when you're seen, it's just like having to open up a business and you have no sign. We always say a man with no sign is a man with no business.
That's right.
So the thing is, you're doing the right thing. You continue to do the right thing, and you know what? That's why you're succeeding, Doc. You know what I mean? Keep on doing what you know what I mean. You have a lady holidays. Great support. You know what I mean? She's doing everything possible, and you're by your side. She's supporting, and that's what you need. It's great team. It's a
Yeah.
great team. When you have a great team effort, you're gonna have success.
And like I said, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't name this, give this dude, some sort of credit, because if it wasn't for him, then I wouldn't be doing this. I'm gonna have to give Scotty his credit. I'm gonna have to give him his credit. I have to. And the reason why I say I had to give this man his credit, because when I first started out, I was asking that man a whole bunch of questions about how to do this, how you do that, what time do I need to do this, how do we get what streaming service do I need to use, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. He gave me the answers, and like I said, push kind of shove, we might agree to disagree, but I'ma still give this man his, you know what I'm saying, his
It's
just
just too.
right. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this.
No, you know what? And that's the big because I always tell you I'm not a fan of Scotty Period. You know what I mean? I'm straightforward kind of guy. But you know what? I respect somebody when they're on. I respect somebody's hustle. I never
Mhm.
disrespect anybody's hustle or count anybody's pockets. That's not what I do, and I never did that. Never will do that. And the thing is, I respect what he does. And the thing is, what we have is always a choice. It's like your choice to watch somebody or choice not to watch somebody. What I like about your show and some other guys, what their podcast, you keep it positive. You keep it 100%. I'm not saying that he doesn't. You know what I mean? He has a different style, and that's attractive to some people. But you know what? Not everything is for everybody, and that's the beauty of different podcasts and the HBCU atmosphere and hemisphere, I should say. And it's
Mhm.
just that you can choose what you want to watch. And you know what? Your platform that you have, the content that you provide people is positive, and it's also educational because you cover from the lower levels right up to the top of the FCS. And you know what? There's teams that I heard about. I'm saying, man, I started had to go on my and Google some of these teams or
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's a great learning, and it keeps it interesting. And you know what? And when you look at scores, it's not just you're not looking at a scoreboard. You're saying, you got some interest in these teams. Oh my God, that team's undefeated now. This team's going to play this team. What's
Mhm.
going to happen in that championship? So it was really great debates that we had as far as not only debates but discussions and giving our opinions on and predictions and analyzing the games.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was really fun, and it keeps me young. To be honest with you, it keeps me young.
Oh yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, I like. I mean, there's more people I could think out there. You know what I'm saying? Blue. Blue blood.
Oh yeah,
He's come on here, man. He's been a big contributor on the show. Because I did the same. I won't come on the show, but I call in and give my 2 cents and stuff. But he's been a big proponent and big contributor of the show. Uh, my boy Kobe, Bliss City Podcast. Even though we've been going after him with the memes of himself and everything, but you know what I'm saying. But him, he youngster, he bring that energy. Had a chance to go on this show last Friday, and we was talking about FBS football. Some different. We was talking about something, different than what the normal thing that I talk about with HBCU football. Um, Hoop jargon, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Always coming on and blessing us as far as with basketball, but he did good with the football too. Between the game sports, my boy Will, known him since I took my little year and a half stint down at to Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. Uh, like I said, Coach Hayes, you know what I'm saying, he had me on the show a couple of times. Uh, let's see.
Ken Clark,
Ken Clark, man, Zoe,
Zoe,
you know what I'm
Crazy
saying?
Zoe,
Yeah, Zoe, you know what I'm saying, coming in,
1400 Club.
letting us know what real JSU football is going to be about. Um, Giving his unbiased opinion about certain things. Um, Mr. Campbell, as always, man, just coming in and let me know, like, hey, you can do
Yeah,
this and you can do that. Coach Walker with Tomorrow Leader Sports Network.
yeah. Coach
Um,
Walker, yes sir.
yeah, Coach Walker is doing one. Coach Simmons, my guy, Coach Simmons down
Yeah,
at Austin, man. We gonna hook up. We gonna ride out to Denton and check out one of those mega camps in North Texas. So um So it is a lot of people, you know. Then on Twitter, the crew for HBCU Nightly, you know, Josh, Erica, Banks, Dave, um, you know what I'm saying? Like just everybody that's, you know what I'm saying, that letting me shine and put my platform out there.
And there are
um,
guys from who do the podcast from what's his name? God, Southern. He loves Southern.
oh yeah. Swagging the fool, swagging the fool.
Swagging the
My
fool.
boy
Yeah,
J
yeah,
Max and G. J
yeah,
Max and
yeah,
G.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Good
man.
guys.
Yeah.
I like roasting them, man. We have a good laugh. We have a good time. When I go on there once in a
Man,
blue moon,
just,
and
them
I just
just
like, yeah, just roasting Southern, man.
oh yeah, my boy J Max, you know what I'm saying? Coming
Yeah,
like J Max, I've seen J Max he came to my store twice while he was in Dallas both times, and we chopped it up for a little bit, and you know what I'm saying? It's all love. Like it's all love everywhere I go. And I cannot forget my co-host on Saturday night, She Loves D, aka Timona. I cannot,
she's hard. She's hard, man.
I
I love
cannot,
listening
I
to her.
cannot. Saturday nights would not be would not be, it would be more boring. It would be boring if I was just doing this by myself. But for her to come on here Saturday, for her to get into the game as far as podcasting about, you know, sports, uh, is a big thing. You know, you
And
don't really
it gives a woman perspective that's knowledgeable,
right.
very knowledgeable,
And she's gonna
very
come with
knowledgeable.
facts. Sometimes I
Yeah.
have to be like, no, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna give you the real, but she gonna come with facts.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, it's all good, but for everybody who has been down with me for the longest, man, I appreciate everybody for rocking with me this long, and we gonna put in for another year. Um, where we gonna go harder and stronger. So I got some things down the pipeline. Got some things down the pipeline right now.
Doc, when are you going to start putting up your merch, man? Get a merch thing going.
uh,
I don't want to hear all that, but get a
I,
merch thing
I'm
going,
trying to
man.
I'm trying to get it
Get it right.
going. I'm trying to get it going where I'm gonna do baseball jerseys.
Yeah, because you know what, you have always your beautiful stuff on. You know what I mean. You're supporting this team, that team. You're Houston Astros. You know what I mean. I know you got them. You know, it's time to get that HBCU OverDrive stuff on. You know what I mean, and
Oh yeah,
definitely you put it up there. So you know what I mean. I if I can get a JSU, I can get a HBCU OverDrive. You know, so
oh yeah. I'll make sure that we'll send you one. I'll
yeah,
make
but
sure we send you.
I definitely support you.
So
You know.
yeah. But like I said, anybody that's wanted to donate, part of the donation is going to my stepson for his graduation. The other part is going for the channel. The Cash App is on the screen right there if you want to go ahead and donate, and I will shout you out as far as when I do receive your donation. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can go ahead and do that. I feel you, man. If the other seasons fly by, man. I think that's the thing. But I want to savor. I think I'm the type of person I want to savor everything. I'm the type of person I want to savor it. Like I don't want it just to fly by, but I just want to be like, yeah, I remember when I did this. I remember when this person was over here. This person was on the show, and you know, I went to this spot and went to this place. And
I
but
just send you because my things I would just send you a little donation to PayPal.
PayPal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you do PayPal.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it PayPal. You know, it don't matter. It's Canadian, but
It comes in American money. It's coming in American money.
American money.
Yeah, coming in American money. I wish it was Canadian. I gotta send my grandbabies. My son's daughter, she's a high honor student, and every year she gets an honor student. I always send her a couple $100. You know what I mean? Show her that in real life, when you do well, you get rewarded.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so the first thing she does, she has that. She's on the high honor roll. She says, "Big," because they call me Big Daddy. Said, "Big Daddy." They show me the report card right away.
See, my niece, she just graduated from South Oak Cliff. Like I said, high honors, top 10 in the class,
Yeah.
National Honor Society, going to Prairie View.
That's what we, get our young queens and kings make sure they get that education route, and you know what I mean, and so they can be successful in any endeavor that they choose.
Oh, and then I just realized
we don't want them to be workers. We want them to be bosses.
And then I just realized my other nephew, he got high honors. He's getting ready to go to Clark, Atlanta.
Oh, good! Congratulations.
So we got too many. My whole family is HBCU. Is all HBCU.
That's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Clark, Atlanta is in Atlanta, Georgia, in the AUC.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah. But man, I'm about to roll up out this thing. I think everybody done went over the Ken Clark show because he just started at 9:00, so it's 9:30 here. But man, Brian, I appreciate you, man, for coming.
Hey man, I love you, brother. Continue. You and Lady Holiday, keep on doing what you all doing. I'm so proud and so honored and blessed. And I just want to pray to God, Jesus, keep keeping their hands upon you, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and that your family will be blessed for the continuing year. I ask that in Jesus' name. I pray. Amen.
Amen. Russell, yeah, my cousin from Howard, she graduated a couple weeks ago, so she did graduate. she graduated a couple of weeks ago, so she was at the commencement where Joe Biden was the commencement speaker. So yeah, she did graduate, and she's.
Did Joe remember you was there?
I hope so. I hope so, but
I'm only kidding, Mr. President Biden. I'm only kidding, man. It's jokes. So just jokes.
Man, but I appreciate you as always, man. We're gonna have to do this when the football season comes around. You're gonna have to come out. You're gonna have to come out of the doldrums. We got some stuff to talk about.
All right, my brother. I salute you, and God bless. Take care.
Thank you, man. Was the original co-host would be Brian Johnson out of Canada. But I thank everybody for rocking with me. I know everybody's on the show listening to Ken Clark. I'm gonna jump on there too once I get all my equipment back to the dining room table. But yeah, man, this has been one hell of a ride, y'all. It has been one hell of a ride, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I probably ask for if I could do more traveling and with more sights and sounds, but just being in front of the camera and in front of the microphone, I wouldn't change none of that stuff for anything else. But I appreciate everybody for rocking with me on the 1 year celebration show. This is your boy Doc Holliday. This has been another HBCU OverDrive live stream where all HBCUs matter. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream, comment, share it with your people, and most of all, subscribe. Hit that join button to get on the family bandwagon with the 2 tiers, HBCU Purple, HBCU Blue. Also, hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. I will be back tomorrow afternoon to be exact, with my guest that's coming on, George McCoyley, aka Jump Ball George, receiver transferred in from Portland State to Jackson State. So he will be on the show tomorrow at 3:00. After that, I think I might probably have another show at 6 or 7. But you know what I'm saying? Simona just gonna I'm gonna get her. She just be waiting on for me to say that. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous. We'll be back again tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. Peace out.